Welcome you all to today's grammar class. Yesterday I taught you some kinds of personal pronouns. I hope all of you have understood all those kinds well. And today I am going to teach you the remaining kinds of personal pronouns. Okay, fine. See, demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrate means to point out. What do you mean by demonstrate? To demonstrate means to point out. So these pronouns point out object or objects to which they refer to. These pronouns point out object or objects to which they refer to. Therefore, they are called a demonstrative pronouns. They just point out. What are demonstrative pronouns? This, that, these and those. They are called a demonstrative pronouns, and this refers to singular nearby objects, or we use this to refer to nearby singular objects. We use that to refer to singular distant objects. Okay children, could you follow me? You should know the difference. This and that. This refers to singular nearby object, that refers to distant singular objects. Okay. These, we use these to refer to plural objects, nearby plural objects. Those we use to refer to distant plural objects. Okay, fine. Just to go through the example, then you can understand well. This is a new book. This is a demonstrative pronoun. It refers to a singular object which is very nearer to you. And then that's Rama's house. That is a demonstrative pronoun. It refers to singular object that is far away from you. That is distant singular object. Okay, fine. These are my favorite songs. These demonstrative pronoun, they refer to plural objects which are nearer to you. And those are his toys. Those we use to refer to plural, distant plural objects. Okay children, so they are called a demonstrative pronoun. And next we are going to see distributive pronoun. Do you have any doubt? So demonstrative pronoun refers to or points out the objects which they refer to. This, that, these and those are called a demonstrative pronoun. This singular nearby object, that distant nearby and distant singular objects. These plural nearby objects, those plural distant objects. Okay children, next distributive pronoun. We are going to see distributive pronoun next. So please kindly note all these examples in your classwork note or in the reference note. Then it will help you to refer to those things in future. Without any difficulty, you can understand these things well. Okay children, next distributive pronoun. Distributive pronoun. What do you mean by distribution? It refers to only one at a time. So the pronoun each, okay, then either, and then neither. So the pronouns each, either and neither, they are called distributive pronouns. Why we call them as distributive pronouns? Because they refer to only one at a time. They are used to refer to only one at a time. Therefore, they are called distributive pronouns. See, now the example I will give you. Each of the girl. Each of the girl was given a present. Each of the girl was given a present. See this example, it refers to only one at a time. It points out or refers to only one at a time. Therefore, this each is called a distributive. distribute these sweets to everyone. We normally frame such types of sentences. We use such types of sentences to give instructions. So in that sentences, each refers to only one at a particular time. Therefore, they are called distributive pronouns. Either of the two roads. Second example, either of the two roads, either of the two roads lead to Delhi. See, in this example, either is a distributive pronoun. It refers to only one road at a time. Either of the two roads lead to Delhi. And then I will give you one more example. You see neither. I bought 2 books. I bought 2 books. Full stop. Neither of them is interesting. I bought 2 books. Neither of them is interesting. Look at children, in the third example, neither is a distributive pronoun. It refers to only one book at a time. Actually, I bought 2 books, but neither of them is interesting. So in all these examples, each, either and neither are called distributive pronouns because they refer to only one at a time. Okay children? Could you follow me? Could you understand what's distributive pronoun? Very well. So with the help of examples, you can understand this pronoun very well. Next we are going to see relative pronoun, the most important pronoun which are used in many places. I will explain children. Relative pronoun. What is relative pronoun? Where we use? What are the types of relative pronoun? I will explain all the things one by one. Relative pronoun. Relative pronouns. Okay. So, see that, which, who, whom, whose, what, where, when, how. Look at children. Relative pronouns. That, which, who, whom, whose, what, where, when and how. They are called relative pronouns. Why we call them as relative pronouns? Because they are used to relate its antecedent with other parts of a sentence. They just relate its antecedent with the rest of the sentences. For example, this is the pen. This is the pen that my father. This is the pen that my father gave me. This is Ram. This is Ram, who is the leader of this class. Who is the leader of this class? This is the pen that my father gave me. This is Ram, who is the leader of our class. See, then this is the house that my father built. This is the house that my father built. In all these examples, I will give you one more example. This is the boy whom we all appreciate. This is the boy whom we all appreciate. This is the man whose son won the prize. This is the man whose son won first prize. And this is the place where I was born. This is the place where I left my purse. I will give you all the examples. See, now with the help of these three examples, you can very well understand these relative pronouns. We call that which, whom, whose, what, where, when, how, they are called the relative pronouns. Why we call them as relative pronouns? Because they just relate its antecedent with the rest of the sentences, with the remaining part of the sentences. They just relate. See, this is the pen. The pen is the antecedent of this relative pronoun that. This is Ram. Who is the leader of this class? Here, Ram is the antecedent of the relative pronoun who. This is the house. That. Here, the house. This is the house that my father built. Here, the house is the antecedent of the relative pronoun that. So, this relative pronoun connects this antecedent with the remaining part of the sentences. The pen my father gave me, the remaining part of the sentence. Ram, the leader of this class. Could you follow me, children? House my father built. So, in all these sentences, that and who relates or connects each antecedent with the remaining part of the sentence. What is antecedent? The noun that comes just before that relative pronoun. The noun that comes just before the relative pronoun, it is called the antecedent. These antecedents are connected well with the remaining part of the sentences by these relative pronouns. Therefore, they are called the relative pronouns. Okay, children? I hope you could understand. I will give you some more examples for to understand this well. I'll give you some more examples. Yeah. Now see. That is the pen. That's a pen which I bought recently. That's a pen which I bought recently. And then this is the boy. See, this is the boy. This is the boy whom all praise. Whom all praise. This is the place. This is the place where I left my purse. See, this is the pen which I bought recently. This is the boy whom all praise. This is the place where I left my purse. I don't know the reason why he's crying. I am ready to follow what he said. So you can give more and more examples for all these relative pronouns. And then for whose? This is the man whose son won first prize. One more example. This is the man whose son won first prize. Okay, let's see. Now go through all these four examples, children. That's a pen which I bought recently. Here the antecedent is pen, which is the relative pronoun. Then the boy, here it is an antecedent in the sentence. Whom is the relative pronoun? Place is an antecedent. Actually, the bear is the relative pronoun. Man is an antecedent. Whose is a relative pronoun? Okay. So with the help of all these examples, you can well understand the relative pronoun and its functions. See, that which we use these two relative pronouns to refer to things. This is the house that I bought recently. This is the pen which I like most. So in these two sentences, we use that and which to refer to objects or things. Then we use who and whose. These relative pronouns we use to refer to the persons whom we are talking about. We use who, subjective case, whom, objective case, whose, possessive case. So we use all these three relative pronouns to refer to the persons whom we are talking about. And what we use as a relative pronoun to refer to the reason. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said. And then where, it is actually a relative adverb, but it is used to refer as a function as a relative pronoun. It refers to the place. It refers to the place. To refer to the place, we use where. When we use that relative pronoun, when to refer to time. To refer to time. How the manner, how the action was done. When we want to refer to the manner of the action, how the action has been done by the subject, then we can use the relative pronoun how. Okay children, so they are all called relative pronouns. We call them so because they relate its antecedent with the remaining part of the sentence. Therefore they are called relative pronoun. So that which we use to refer to things, whose we use to refer to, we use these pronoun, relative pronoun to refer to persons, and what to refer to reason, and where to refer to the place, when, time, how, manner. Okay children. Now I hope you could understand what is relative pronoun well. Next I am going to teach you interrogative pronouns. You know that you should know how to frame questions. What is interrogative pronoun? Simply I will explain. What is interrogative sentences? Sentences which raise question is called an interrogative sentence. In the same way, pronoun which help us to raise questions or to frame questions is called a interrogative pronouns. I will enlist all the interrogative pronouns one by one. Interrogative pronoun. So, an interrogative pronoun is used to ask a question. Okay, who, and then whom, where, who, whom, where, what, and which. They are called interrogative pronouns because they help us to ask a question or they help us to frame a question. Okay, see the example. To frame or to ask a question. Therefore, they are called interrogative pronouns. Interrogation, you know well, is a question. Interrogative is what? Who are you? What's your name? Where are you studying? Okay, like that. These pronouns help us to frame questions. Therefore, they are called interrogative pronouns. What is that? See? What is that? See, this what help us to frame question. This is the subject of a sentence. Okay, next. Whose is that book? Whose is that book? So here, whose is an interrogative pronoun, helps us to frame question. Who is there? Who is there? So interrogative pronoun. Which is your pen? Which is your pen? Okay, children. Now you just go through all these 4 examples. What? What's that? Whose is that book? Who is there? Which is your pen? So in all these examples, what, whose, who and which, they are called interrogative pronouns because they help us to frame or to ask questions. Therefore, they are called interrogative pronouns. And then the last one, indefinite pronouns. You know that what is definite? Anything that has an end is called indefinite. If they don't have an end, then it is called indefinite. So it does not refer to anything particularly. That's called indefinite. So I will explain this, children. What is indefinite pronoun? Indefinite pronoun. Here, indefinite pronouns refers to things and persons in general. These indefinite pronouns refer to person or things in general. They do not refer to anything particularly. That's important. They do not refer to anything particularly. So pronouns, I will write only one. Someone. Pronoun like someone, somebody, like someone, somebody, something, nobody, all, one. They are called indefinite pronouns because they don't refer to anything particularly. They just refer to things in general. Therefore, they are called indefinite pronouns. Okay, children, I will give you some examples. See, some are born great. Here in the example, some is indefinite pronoun. Who is born great? You don't know. This some doesn't refer to anything particularly. Second, many were invited. See the second example. Many were invited, but few came. Many were invited, but few came. In the second example, many and few are indefinite pronouns because they don't refer to a particular person and a particular thing. All are not rich. Third example. All are not rich. In this example also, all doesn't refer to a particular person. It refers to things or person in general. And do good to others. Do good to others. Here, others, indefinite pronoun. Okay, children. So now you have learned this indefinite pronoun with the help of these examples. They don't refer to anything particularly or in particular. They refer to things and persons in general. Anybody, anyone, nobody, no one, somebody, someone, something, anything. Okay, they are all called indefinite pronouns. These indefinite pronouns refer to things in general. Okay, children, now I hope you all understand well the different kinds of pronoun. What's pronoun? What are all the different kinds of pronoun? Where we can use these pronoun? What are the persons of pronoun? First person, second person, third person. Everything I explained to you. And now I would like to just give you a sum of all the things what you have learned. Pronouns are the special nouns which are used for another noun. So a noun used for another noun is called a pronoun. Pronouns are many in kinds. Personal pronouns, they can be used in the subject form. They can be used in the object form. Suppose if the pronoun is Or if the pronoun refers to the doer of the action, then it is called the subject form of pronoun. If the pronoun refers to the receiver of the action, then it is said to be in object form. Okay, now I will sum it up, children. Subject pronouns, okay. Second, object pronouns, and then third, possessive pronouns, and then fourth, emphatic pronoun, and then reflexive pronoun, so reflexive, emphatic pronoun, reflexive pronoun, and then demonstrative pronoun, demonstrative pronouns, then distributive pronouns, relative pronouns, interrogative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, and then indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. Okay, children. So these kinds of pronouns you have learned with good examples. I hope you can understand all these pronouns well now. So what are pronouns? What are the persons? First person, second persons, and third persons? What are subject pronouns? What are object pronouns? What are possessive pronouns? They refer to the possession, the ownership. Emphatic pronouns, they just emphasize, therefore they are called emphatic pronouns. Reflexive pronouns, both the subject as well as object are one and the same. They just reflect upon the subject, therefore they are called the reflexive pronouns. And the demonstrative pronouns, they refer to the persons or the things they point out, therefore they are called demonstrative, points out. Distributive, they refer to only one at a particular time. Relative pronouns, they just relate such antecedents with the remaining part of the sentence. And then interrogative pronouns, these pronouns help us to frame questions. And then indefinite pronouns, they refer to things or persons in general. They don't refer to anything particularly. Therefore, they are all called the indefinite pronouns. They are all the kinds of pronouns. Now, children, demonstrative pronouns and demonstrative adjective, distributive pronoun and distributive adjectives. I hope you should know the difference. Now I will explain the difference between these two pronouns and adjectives with the help of simple examples. Okay, children, just to make a note of it. See, Now you just compare these two sentences, two pair of sentences. This is my book. Here this is demonstrative pronoun. This book is mine. In the sentence, this is demonstrative adjective. So very important. So in the first sentence, this demonstrative pronoun. But here, this demonstrative adjective. You know the function of an adjective, children? Adjective always describes a noun that comes immediately after it. So here it does the function of an adjective. This book, it points out which book. Therefore, this is called a demonstrative adjective. So you should know the difference. Don't confuse this demonstrative pronoun with the demonstrative adjective. Okay, child, see these are new pens. These, in the second example, this is demonstrative pronoun. But here these demonstrative adjective, because it does the function of an adjective. It just points out the pens, which pens. Okay. So you should know the difference between demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronoun. That's very important, child. So don't or never confuse this pronoun with an adjective. Okay. The same way, distributive pronoun and distributive adjective. I'll give you some example. How to differentiate this distributive pronoun with the distributive adjectives. Each of the girl got a prize. Each girl got a prize. You just observe the difference. Okay, children, see, there are shady trees on either side of the road. See, each of the girl got a prize. In the first sentence, each is used as a distributive pronoun because it refers to only one at a particular time. But in the second sentence, each girl does the function of an adjective and it describes the girl. Okay, so it refers to everyone who participates in the function. Okay, so either side of the road, either of these two roads, so difference is there. So this is the difference between demonstrative distributive pronoun and distributive adjectives. Okay, children. So I hope now you could understand well the difference between distributive pronoun and distributive adjective, demonstrative pronoun and demonstrative adjectives, possessive pronoun and possessive adjectives. So you should know this difference. Okay, fine. Now next I'll give you some exercises which help you to understand the things well. I'll give you some examples from your text grammar which has been prescribed to for you for the 7th standard. See this pronoun. Page in your grammar book, page number 28. Page number 28. I will give you answer for one or two examples. First one, dash or good friends. Dash or good friends. You and I. Another option, me and you. Me and you and me. See, so they have given. What definition? What and see, I always comes last. When you use all the pronouns, first person, second person, and third person, you have to follow some set order. See, what's that order? Tino, Ramesh, Tino, Ramesh and I. This is the correct way to express the pronouns. So you and me are good friends. So you have to answer in such a way. And then another one, the teacher is very angry with, and see that Tino, Ramesh and I. But see, Anish, another example, Anish and me. Anish and me are siblings. Anish and me are siblings. Anish and me are siblings. So in this way you have to frame sentences. So when you use all the personal pronouns, first person, second person, and third person in the same sentence, you have to follow the same order. Third person should come first, second person should come in the second, and first person comes at the last. Okay, and then you and I are good friends, you and me are good friends, me and you are good friends. Here you have to select the proper, you and I are good friends. Okay, and the second example, the teacher is very angry. The teacher is very angry with dash as me, they, he. The teacher is very angry with. So there you can use only the object form of a personal pronouns. Object form of the personal pronouns. The teacher is very angry with us. The teacher is very angry with me. But the teacher is very angry with they won't come. The teacher is very angry with the he also won't come. So whenever you are going to use the forms of the personal pronouns, you should take care. Okay, children? Very nice. Then I will give you some more examples. Page number 29. Here you can have some exercises. Fill in the blanks with the suitable pronouns. Interrogative pronouns. Fill up with suitable interrogative pronouns. Interrogative nouns. So fill up with the suitable interrogative pronouns. I will give you answer for one or two examples. Based on that, you can solve the remaining examples, exercises. Dash are these books. 1. And then 2. Dash will pay a bill. And then See, just to go through all these three. Dash are these books. Dash will pay a bill. Dash do you want? So, actually this is the exercise which is given in your grammar book, page number 29. I'll give you answer for the 3 questions. The remaining questions you just do as a problem. Okay children? How? Dash are these books. Whose are these books? So the answer is whose. And the second, dash will pay a bill. Who will pay a bill? Second answer. Answer for the second question, who will pay a bill? Dash do you want? What do you want? So when you are going to select an interrogative pronoun, just to fill up the blanks, you have to think twice. Suppose if it refers to a person, then you have to choose who and whose. If it refers to place, you have to select where. If it refers to time, you have to select when. If it refers to things, you can select that or which. Okay. So in such a way, you have to select which, who, whose and what. Okay, fine. Children, so with the help of all these things, see on page number 30, relative pronoun, some example exercises they have given. That also I will, 1 or 2 examples, I will solve the exercises. Then the remaining things you just try to find out the answer for the remaining exercises. Page number 30. Page number 30 in your textbook, grammar book. Relative pronoun. Here you have to fill up relative pronoun. Okay. The director, first, the director dash made this film. The director dash made this film passed away 2 years ago. Okay. Second, the swimmer dash won the gold medal. The swimmer dash won the gold medal, trained for many years. Trained for many years. And then one more exercise I would like to solve. The sweater dash. The sweater I bought yesterday. The sweater I bought yesterday shrank after a wash. Shrank after a wash. Okay. Now, how to find out the relative pronoun? To fill up these blanks. The director. So here it stands for a person. So you have to think of the relative pronoun who, whom and whose. The director who made, because subject relative pronoun only is possible here. The director who made. Answer is the director who made. This film passed away. The swimmer who won. Here also the person. The swimmer who won the gold medal trained for many years. The sweater which I bought yesterday shrank after a wash. So that and which almost we have the same usage, but there is a peculiar difference. That when we don't have any option, there we can use that as a relative pronoun. But when we have options, then we have to use which as a relative pronoun. Okay, children. So I hope enough. You have understood all the kinds of nouns with good examples, and just to make a note of all these things in your class work. And I would like to give you at the last a homework or assignment. See in your textbook, 3rd chapter pronouns, and try to fill up all the exercises, try to find the solution, try to find the answer for all the exercises what they given in the text. Okay children, thank you, have a nice day. I would like to meet you in the next class.